Hello and welcome to the final installment of the New School Review. This limited series has chronicled the process of building Westwood's new Pine Hill Elementary School, which officially opened to students in February. I'm joined today by Superintendent of Schools Tim Piwowar and School Committee and Permanent Building Committee member Maya Plotkin. Well, thank you both for being here today. And Maya, the first question is yours. What is your reaction to seeing Pine Hill open and open to students? It was years ago that this process began.
Yes, well, it's definitely been a long time coming. We started the process back in 2017 when we submitted the statement of interest for the Hanlon School to the MSBA. So we've been at this for almost 7 years.
That's great.
But seeing the school open in February and watching the students' reactions when they walked through the door for the first time definitely made all of the hard work worth it. The building as constructed is almost exactly what we had pictured during the designing process, and I credit our architects Doran Whittier, our OPM Vertex, and our general contractor Brate Brothers for really bringing this building to life. Ultimately, honestly, the most rewarding part of this for me is seeing the school come alive with teaching and learning and school performances and community events. And it's really everything we had visioned for the town.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous building. And Tim, there are so many things that make this school special and state of the art. What is one standout area for you?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many things to choose from, right? From the second you walk in the door, you're kind of hit by just the openness and the light and everything that's in the building. But if I were to pick one thing, it's the STEAM area, right? It's the library and the STEM room and the art room, and the way that the building was intentionally designed to bring together these various components where kids can be creative and can be problem solvers and can be collaborative learners. I have not seen another elementary school in my travels that looks anything like that. And what it can really do to prepare kids for their futures. And it's really, really exciting to have that.
It's such an exciting place for them to be learning.
Absolutely.
Maya, the building was designed with the theme, A School in the Woods in mind. It has many elements that purposely focus on sustainability, being environmentally friendly. Yeah. Why was that important to Westwood?
So when we began the design phase, we knew that sustainability was an important value for the town. In fact, the town's adoption of the comprehensive plan in 2020 stated specifically that one of the objectives was to promote the conversion to clean renewable energy and reduce the use of fossil fuels drastically within the next 7 to 10 years. So we asked Doran Whittier to design the school with that objective in mind. And the result is a building that is fossil fuel free, that we expect to be net zero energy. We worked very closely with Tom Philbin, the town's energy manager, to accomplish these goals. And we also were supported by the select board. They authorized additional restricted funds that allowed us to purchase the solar panels that we're putting on the roof. And so now what we have, honestly, is a school that leads the state in terms of sustainable design in public elementary buildings. And we also anticipate saving the town millions of dollars in operational and utility costs going forward.
That's incredible. During a recent visit to Pine Hill, I noticed these hubs of activity in each grade area. Tim, can you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, absolutely. The neighborhoods, and we have one for each grade level, right? Essentially, the building is designed with 2 floors with 3 wings in each floor. And those neighborhoods are a way for the classes in those grade spans to come together. And I need to give a ton of credit to my predecessor, Emily Parks, who certainly was intimately involved in the design elements of the building. One of the things that I often say about buildings, right? New buildings are great, but they're only as valuable as the kind of education they can support inside of them. And so when we think about what we want kids to be able to do, we want them to be able to be collaborative problem solvers with each other. We want them to be able to communicate with each other. And the ability to move kids in and out of the classroom space into those hallway areas, to do large groups, to do small groups, to do whole grade level groups, to set up science experiments in the areas where there are sinks, and to be able to have kids come in and out of that during the course of the day as opposed to setting down and breaking up. It leads to greater efficiency in the building. It leads to greater learning opportunities for kids. And I think to the point that in your question and to what Maya said earlier, the building is alive with learning. And that's really all that we want for our kids more than anything else.
Absolutely. Maya, there were an astounding 75 open public meetings that pertain to this project. Can you discuss why residents' opinions were so important and how they helped shape the building?
Sure. So from the start, we wanted this school to be a town-wide project. While the Hanlon School was the applicant on the MSBA grant, we also saw an opportunity to solve for other community problems that we had. And to ensure that we got it right, we knew we had to hear from as much of the community as possible. People have very busy lives, local happenings can get lost in the shuffle. And so for that reason, we made a concerted effort to reach out to residents repeatedly to try and get feedback. We used district-wide communications, we used town-wide newsletters, and so we used social media to spread the word that we were trying to get feedback. We held feedback sessions both during the morning and in the evening to accommodate families with different schedules. We reached out to town commissions, we reached out to community groups, sports groups, local groups, all to spread the word and try and solicit feedback on the design, because we really wanted to make sure that we ended up building something that the community actually wanted. So in the end, so much of that resident feedback went into and shaped the design, and I think that it really made all the difference.
Very good. Tim, can you talk a little bit about the expanded gym at Pine Hill as well as the athletic fields? There is a ton of recreational area here.
Yeah, and I think to build upon what Maya just said, right? I mean, this is not just a school; it's a community asset and a community resource, right? So for one, the gym is bigger than you typically see in an elementary school gym. Part of that is our programming, because it is a slightly bigger school, and because we do offer double physical education classes to students in grades K and 1 each week, right? We needed to have a gym that was large enough to be able to accommodate 2 student groups at the same time. But it means that we also have like a full-size varsity level basketball court or crosswise 2 middle school size basketball courts within the gym, again, to be this community asset, because everybody in the community contributed to the building of the school, and we want to make sure we value their contributions and how it's designed. Certainly the fields are not done yet. That's the next phase of the project. But we're excited that there's going to be a multi-use rectangular field there as well as a baseball, softball field, again, as part of this asset in the community as a whole.
Very good. Maya, can you discuss what's going on right now at the Hanlon and Deerfield sites?
Sure. So as you can see now, if you drive by the Hanlon School, the school has actually come down, and our project team is working on constructing the additional parking, the fields that Tim mentioned, the softball, baseball field, and the multi-purpose field, and we expect that project to be completed by August, which I'm sure will be a relief for everybody. Deerfield is still under the care, custody, and control of the school district, and the rec department is running its programming there through the summer, through the spring and summer, it's regular programming. The school committee has also agreed to form the Deerfield Reuse Advisory Committee, which is a subcommittee and it's going to be made up of school officials, town officials, and Westwood residents. And it's specifically, we're hoping to gather community input and have this group make recommendations about what future school use, if any, this building will have. And I believe Tim actually sent out an email to the town, to the district, requesting, if anyone's interested, sign up, and we'll see how many people we can take. But for now, Deerfield is hosting, regular spring and summer programming, and we'll continue to do that.
Very good. Well, thank you both for being here and joining us today, and thank you, all of you for watching. We're going to leave you now with another look at Westwood's new Pine Hill Elementary School. Have a great day.